Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. What? Okay, what's going on, brother? Al, Happy New Year to you, too. Oh, man. What an absolute crap show. Absolutely. Absolute. I don't even know what to say, man. This is going to be a whole live stream of me sitting here going, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. How in the world did that happen? Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope everybody had a good New Year's Eve. Even though the Bucs had to go curb stomp all of our dreams and hopes. Yes, I did too, Al. Completely blinded. I had my pewter glasses on. You know, and after watching that All-22 against the Jaguars, I was like, you know, we're really not as good as we appear. And I was like, man, the Saints, they just can't win. They just can't win. So I went with my heart. That'll teach me. Man, you know, and I lost my fantasy football championship because of Mike Evans and Rachaad White. That all year long, they've done me well. Mike Evans especially. But Rachaad White, you know, the past half of the year, man, he's just been killing it. They always give me points. Always. So not only, it was a bad day Sunday. It's a bad day Sunday. Not only did the Buccaneers lose in horrible fashion, but I lost my fantasy football. Man, I tell you, it was just, I did not see it coming. I mean, I thought if we lost, it was going to be close. But that was just a horrible game from the get-go. I didn't rewatch the game. Normally, I'll rewatch the game and take notes, but I couldn't even do it today. I couldn't even do it. I thought maybe I'd sit here and rewatch it while we're doing the live stream so I can get angry. But, I mean, we start off the game. They take the ball. They just marched right down the field. First time they scored a touchdown on their opening drive all season. And they just marched right down the field, took up, half the quarter? And then, you know, I'm like, okay, we'll get the ball. We'll do the same, you know, or at least march down the field a little bit. No, immediately 3 and out. Embarrassingly. I mean, it was like bam, 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 kick the ball back to them. And then from then on, it was just crap. It was crap. Everything was crap. Our pass rush was crap. Our offensive line didn't block like crap. What is up with Stinney? What's up with Stinney? I saw him just get plowed over a handful of times. And we saw he was having problems last week. I don't know if he's sick or hurt or whatever. Our run game was going nowhere. Our offensive play calling was garbage. Our defensive play calling was garbage. There was no energy. Even our punter was horrible. Our punter. He's been awesome ever since we got him. This is probably the worst game he had. Maybe not statistically, but I mean, we all saw it. They had like 3 bad punch in a row. Yeah, our O-line just got blasted. Baker was making poor decisions, bad throws. To me, the whole game was summed up in Palmer. Wide open. Baker Mayfield throws a bomb to him. He catches it, stumbles, falls down, and fumbles the ball. All by himself. He didn't need any help from the Saints. It was just bleh. That, to me, summed up the whole game. Horrible. One more week left in the season. Oh, 2,000 subscribers. Yeah, how close am I? How many subscribers I got? Let me look. You don't have to answer that. I'll look. It's around here somewhere. Let me see. I gotta. Oh, man, just absolute garbage. Oh, man, I'm so close to 2,000. I didn't know I was that close. Oh, we could do it. We could do it. We got a week left. Only needs, 73? We could do it, put our minds to it. Gedeke had failures too, mock failure. I didn't even see those. But yeah, I just saw our old offensive line look like garbage, man, especially during the run game. And the run game, they were in the backfield every time. It's like the ball was snapped, Saints were in the backfield. Tom, I'm not confident at all that we beat the Panthers. I'm actually very worried about it. If we lose to the Panthers, whoever wins between the Saints and the Falcons wins the NFC South, right? I think. I tell you what, if that happens, Bowles is out of here. I'm on the fence with Bowles again. How do you get a team? All you had to do was go out there and win. That's it. At least not go out there and lay an egg like that. It's almost like they hate the fans. You know, it's like they could have won the NFC South at home, got the shirts and everything right there, had a little celebration on the field. The fans could have celebrated. Nope, they don't want to do it, man. Yeah, Canales did a horrible job, I thought. Okay, hates the coaching staff. Woof. What's up, Kate? KGH, what's going on? Giovanni, long time no see, brother. Scott. Kate, I thought you said the Saints were going to suck. I'm blaming it all on you. It's all your fault. Okay, how was the game, man? How was did you get tore up? Oh, I know. I wish Bruce Arians was still head coach, man. What's he even doing now? He's just sitting there drinking his Crown and Cokes. Oh, God, that run game. Yeah, I didn't understand it. I mean, he kept running the ball till deep in the third quarter, and we were going nowhere with it. Nowhere. It was just running it, and it was going nowhere. I'm like, at some point, I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but at some point you've got to go, okay, this ain't working. What happened to the passes to White? Did we try to outsmart ourselves? Were we trying to be too cute and, confuse them? Because they definitely did. I mean, they were like tight end heavy, which they haven't done all year long that I know of. And it just totally bamboozled us. But we just played. We didn't have any oomph. No oomph. This team is bipolar. I got to rewatch the game, Scott. Bowles made adjustments. He stopped blitzing. The Diva Down Under. Oh, I bet, man. I bet the whole crowd. It looked like a good crowd when the game started. When I saw the crowd shot about halfway through the fourth quarter, it looked like there was about 30% of the people left. Let's get some likes going. I couldn't figure out what our game plan was. And that, that's something about this team. It seemed like we were developing what do they call it? An identity, and now we're back to, I don't even know what we're doing. What are we doing? What are we? Besides a really bad football team. And I hate being this way. I want to be positive. But, we played the Panthers, and granted, it was during a monsoon. We barely got out of that game alive. And now we're going to Charlotte. They have nothing to lose. They could be monster spoilers for us. Andy Dalton might play, and Tepper is pissed. Did y'all see that video of him throwing the drink on the Jaguars fan? I was like, yeah, well, that guy's good. That guy just won millions of dollars. But, so Tepper's mad. He's probably telling everybody in the locker room, y'all win this game or everybody's fired. So they're going to come out swinging, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know anything. It was such a depressing game. Such a depressing game. Scott. That's right. Who ended up winning the score prediction? There was only one person picked the Saints. And who was it? Who was it? I thought it would be close. And I could see I thought maybe the Saints might win, but not like this. Not like this. LMH was an automatic winner. He's the only one that picked the Saints. Woo! Week 17. In the books, man. It's hard to believe there's only one more week left of the regular season. Baker, most people left after the second interception. Really? Wow. Yeah, that spreading the ball around, it worked against Green Bay and the Jaguars. But still, we were dumping the ball. We had a lot of short, and it just didn't seem like we had, especially the passes to White. They were just like non-existent. I think he maybe caught 2, something like that. It's like we didn't try to get him out in space at all. Ball's made adjustment. He stopped coaching. Yeah, I think we're going to see on the All-22. I saw twice where we had wide open receivers down the field and Mayfield didn't see them. Well, he was being pressured and he was running, but one was a touchdown. I think it was Palmer's touchdown. Can't remember, but there was somebody on the right who was just wide open. He was standing there jumping up and down, and Baker didn't see him. I don't think it was Palmer's touchdown. Somebody's. Scott still believes in Baker. Tepper should be charged. Oh, he will. Yeah. He's going to end up paying money for that, for sure. He'll probably get fined by the league, and then that guy will sue him, and he'll settle for $2.5 million or something like that. I'm going to try to go and get him to throw some alcohol on me. Yeah, you picked the Saints to start off with, then you changed your mind, Tom. Oh, I know. I hope the Saints lose against the Falcons so bad. I can't stand the Saints. I know, Scott. Yeah, and they were trying to stop our passing too at that point, and we were just going to town, man. And that should be the identity of our offense. And then have the running game and the checkdowns should be sprinkled in, but we're doing the exact opposite. I don't get it. Yeah, we got to get some. What's up, Molly? We got to get. Hey, are you making any dinner? Just thought I'd throw that out there. We got to get some pass rushers or something, man, because we just cannot pressure the quarterback. I heard people say, I haven't looked at any news or watched any press conferences or anything. I mean, I was pretty depressed yesterday. And I had stuff to do today and I didn't want to get depressed. So I figured I'd wait till got on, figured maybe we could watch some press conferences here. But I heard some people saying that Derek Carr was getting the ball out quick, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. when he didn't get the ball out quick, he had plenty of time. This has been a recurring issue for 2 years now. The only time we get pressure is when we blitz. And I'm tired of it. Especially watching the Rams against the Saints, how they were just mauling. They mauled the Saints offensive line with 4. You're not sticking around this week? Kate don't want to be in the den of sadness here. That's how I feel, Scott. Yes. Now I don't want to put the ball in. I don't want Baker to have to win the game, if that makes any sense. I think that we've got the receivers to just spread out the defense, and just make them work. And then run the ball. You don't want to see that game again? Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Normally I'll watch the game, I'll rewatch it on Monday and take notes. I usually take notes while I'm watching the game, and then I'll rewatch the game Monday and take more extensive notes. But I didn't take any notes yesterday. I just laid there on the couch, literally, like, are you? I mean, that first drive just killed me. Their first drive, and then we immediately went 3 and out. I just sat on the couch. I was like, you got to be joking me. But so I didn't even take any notes yesterday, and I did not have it in me to rewatch the game today. I was just like, I was kind of sad yesterday. I was very depressed. I'm a grown man. I shouldn't be upset about football. Not like this. Tom, I have very, very specific memory. I remember only the things I need to. Yeah, my damn beard is like shaking. I don't know what's going on here? I didn't trim it today. Dylan, what's going on? That was a horrible game. Absolutely horrible. Not happy with it at all. How do you get a team to come out and play so flat? 1, at home. 2, when the NFC Championship is on the line. 3, when you could have extended your win streak. 4, after just beating the Jaguars as bad and the Packers. How do you do that? I just don't get it. I don't get it. But I mean, I'm seeing it all across the league, man. Teams are just up and down, and you can't make sense of nothing. There's only a couple teams that are playing somewhat consistent football right now, it seems like. But still, I mean, how do you do that? How does our punter play so bad? I mean, whatever this is, it has infected everybody, even the punter. And I said in my instant reaction video, I was like, the common thing here is Devin White starting. When he didn't play, we ended up winning. And then when we didn't start him, we ended up winning. And then we started him, and our team went back to the bleh. Not saying it's Devin White's fault, but there is a common theme there. I got to find something, man. Kate went to sleep. But you missed all the good stuff. There wasn't any good stuff. I didn't even see that, Scott. Todd took out Vita and Cansey for O'Connor and Gaines. I do think he rotates guys too much. Oh my God, that fumble by Trey Palmer, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. How do you even do that? I mean, you just fall, and then you fumble the ball. Just buy a ref. That's what Tepper should do. His team needs an exorcist. I just didn't get it, man. How do you play so flat? You come out just playing so bad. I don't know, man. We had 44 yards in the first half. 44 yards. They had the ball for 20 minutes. We had it for 10 in the first half. I mean, that's incredible. Incredibly bad. They ended up, time of possession at the end of the game was 36 minutes and 38 seconds to Buccaneers, 23 minutes and 22 seconds. That's just atrocious. That's a 13 minute difference. That's a full quarter. That is a full quarter they had the ball. I mean, the score was nowhere near as close as it appeared, as it ended up being. 20 to 13, that was it? No, wait, that's not 23-13. Yeah, 23-13. Yeah, that wasn't. And we scored all 13 of those points in the fourth quarter. Absolute garbage. Garbage. And it wasn't like they were killing us with big bombs and stuff. They were just like marching down the field. They were doing 8, 9, 10, 15-yard plays. All right. Rachaad White ended up with let me see, 3.8 average. That's not too bad. Chase Edmonds had 5.3. He only rushed the ball 3 times. It seems like more than that. He did pretty good, I thought. I thought they were going to stick with him. That just don't seem right. 3.8 average. They ended up with a 3.1. They had 108 yards total rushing. We had 57. Baker had what, 2 interceptions. We had the one fumble by Rachaad White and then that other fumble by Palmer. I'm done with Palmer. I've seen enough. I'm really disappointed in him. Y'all were here. I thought he was going to be a playmaker. Let me see. Carr, 32 of 24. Uh, 197 yards. That's it. That's garbage. 197. I thought he did much better than that. He was sacked one time for 6 yards. That was Marquise Watts that got that sack, and it was when he chased him out of bounds. Baker Mayfield ended up with 309 yards. Well, I tell you, these stats are... If you were to read these stats, you would say the Buccaneers won, or at least put up a good fight. So garbage. Yeah, look, their tight end, Johnson, had 8 receptions for 90 yards. Palmer had 84 yards on 4 receptions. Godwin had 81 yards. Evans had 70. Rashad White had 24 on 4 receptions. I don't remember all that. Just seems to me like we just went 3 and out constantly. And what about Hill getting that pass on Winfield Jr.? That surprised me. Going to blame it on Black Magic? Oh, that Detroit game. Yeah, that. Yeah, let's go with that, Kate. It was Black Magic. Them Saints put that voodoo on us. Did we have a lot of flags? Let me look and see. Penalties. Here we go. 5 for 38 yards. They had 5 for 31. I wouldn't even say turnovers were the reason why we lost. I mean, it just seems like we just played crap football. That's why we lost. I wouldn't even say they played good football. That's why I'd say the Palmer catch, stumble and fumble summed it up, because it was just us shooting ourselves in the foot the whole game, it seemed like. Like I said, even our punter. What was up with him? Was he sick too? Oh, yeah, that's right. Godwin stepped out of bounds on that 2-point conversion. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. And yeah. I didn't even know they could review that. I guess it was, I know they review every score, but I didn't know they looked at all that type of stuff, because they didn't throw a flag and the ref didn't throw his hat down or anything. So it was the booth guys that caught that. I didn't even realize that they could do that. But was that in the 2 minutes? Or was it just a score being reviewed? Rashad got his average up on the play, he fumbled. Oh, I was so upset about that. Like I said, I have the fantasy football, and I was like, finally, he's getting ready to break out. And then he just got it popped out. I was like, are you serious? I lost points on that play. Yeah, it's like we didn't decide to try to win the game until it was way too late. You know, too little, too late. And then we started slinging the ball, and we were scoring. Well, it's stumbling and fumbling, but. What's up, Beast? Oh, I know. What about the Cardinals beating the Eagles? I think something's going on with the Eagles, guys. I wonder if they've run out of gas. Kind of like the Chiefs aren't looking too good either. How about them Ravens? Oof. And the 49ers, man, that was down to the wire. Canales was injured? What's wrong with him? Did he tackle? He's out there tackling again? Yeah, he's done that all year long. I thought they told him to stop tackling. Because last year, man, he was down there in the pile every time. I don't know, Scott, man. Normally I would say, yeah, the turnovers really hurt us, but I just think we were destined not to win that game. We were playing bad football. I'll have to see on the all 22, but it looked like really bad football to me. Oh, and the Dolphins got stomped, man. Tell you, the Ravens, they look like they are going to be the team to beat. And, that's Todd Monken over there. He's going to be a hot commodity for a head coaching job. It's like everywhere he's gone, he's turned teams around, man. Not that the Ravens needed to be turned around, but yeah, the Dolphins, man. What happened? What's up, Rampage? Scott. That's funny. The Cardinals beat the Eagles. Yeah, that was a shocker. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, I bet the Denver Broncos fans were just cheering on the Ravens, man. I bet they'd love that. I didn't watch the Ravens game. Let me see, what did I do? I watched the Buccaneers game, and then I put Red Zone on afterwards, and then took a nap. I was so depressed. Still working on this cold too. So we all ended up just laying around the house sleeping. Yeah, Ravens look like the alphas of the AFC. Yep. Yeah. If we lose to the Panthers, Bowles will be fired the next day. No doubt about that. There's just no way. I mean, there's just no way. No way they would keep him on after that. And if we lose, I'm pretty sure this is right. If we lose, whoever wins between the Saints and the Falcons will win the NFC South. Pretty sure. Yeah, division was right there, man. And at home. They could have won this at home and had a big party. Give their fans something to celebrate. I don't think they like their fans. Oh, yeah, Kate, yeah, right. Losing to the worst team in the league. And they're not just the worst team in the league by record. They are the worst team in the league. That's how I feel too, Kate. It's like the Ravens are the only team that I'm like, well, after watching the Rams, all 22, I'm kind of, they look really good. But the Ravens are definitely the team that's just been steamrolling everybody. They're like the only consistently good team in the league. Oh gosh, Tom, I know. I was so, at first the way it looked that on that 2-point conversion with the Lions, I saw the lineman go out there and say something to the ref, but I thought it was number 70. And I was like, oh, the wrong guy reported, right? This is while I'm watching it live. And then the left tackle, the one who caught the ball, he ended up, I thought it was an illegal formation because I thought that he was uncovered or he was covered. But then after looking at everybody's analysis and everything, no, he's the one that told the ref he was eligible. 70 was running onto the field. And then the wide receiver was off of the tackle, so he was uncovered. The refs really screwed up there. Big time. Bucs Ravens Super Bowl. Yeesh. I tell you what, I've always said this because I've never experienced it, but I'd rather not go to the Super Bowl than go to the Super Bowl and lose, because most teams, like that's it. They after they lose the Super Bowl, they just stink for a long time. It's like morally, and plus as a fan, it would just be horrible. I've never lost the Super Bowl. We've always won every time we gone. So no, I don't want to go to the Super Bowl and play the Ravens. Yeah, Beast, if we don't come out and win against the Panthers, there's no way Todd Bowles is keeping his job. No way. And if we come out and just like barely win and then get blown out in the playoffs, I think there's a chance he might not make it either. Because we've had quite a few, under his tenure, we've had a lot of really boring football and bad football, and say what you want. This is all about entertainment. And if you're not putting an exciting product on the field, if you're not filling up the stands, what good are you? Tampa is a weird team to predict, man. We can't make up our mind. Yeah, Kate, when the game started, I was like, all right, the fans showing up. And then that just like died. After the first quarter, I don't even think I heard them. I did hear chanting of who dat. I was like, are you serious? They're going to let that happen again? Toilet bowls. He would be a horrible Walmart greeter. Could you see Todd Bowles be like, welcome to Walmart? Yeah. Oh man, they were booing the Bucks players when they entered the locker room for halftime. Rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. I mean, I hate to see it, but yeesh. That was just ugly. That was ugly. Let's look at some snap counts. See who can blame this on. All right. Vita Vea played 69% of the snaps. That don't seem... That's a surprise. I don't recall seeing him out there. Devin White was only out there for 73%. What was that all about? Yeah. Britt was out there almost 30% of the time. So Britt got some of Devin White's snaps. Zion McCollum, Vontae David, Dean, and Winfield, they all played 100%. Oh, you know who else had another crappy game? Was Cade Otton. I saw him got blowed up and blocked quite a few times. 95% Otton did in snaps. Payne Durham got 6 snaps. Stinny Mock, Gedeke, Worse, and Hainsey Mayfield. Okay, they all played 100%. All right. We had Yaya Diaby at 66%. Logan Hall at 63%. Cansey at 61%. Gaines got 34% of the snaps. Cam Gill, I remember seeing him a couple times. And Marquise Watts got 5 snaps and our only sack. I don't know what it is about the guy, but every time he's out there, he's making stats. Longest plays for the Saints. See, look, they hit us with a 32-yarder, 26, 22, and then you get down into the teens, 17, 14, 13, 13, 12, 12, 11. We had bigger than they did, 47, 35, 33. Our top 3 longest plays were bigger than their longest play. They just matriculated it. Scott would be stoked if he went to Walmart and Bowles was there to greet. I know. Why can't we play like that, Beast? Like every week. Just the energy. The energy was so different. I do not mind. I've been saying this for years. I don't mind losing. As long as it's an entertaining game and I can walk away proud. Of course you want to win, but it's these type of games where you're just like, I don't even want to watch football anymore. This is just gross. I feel like I'm wasting my time, You're like, this is just garbage. The ref didn't screw up. He had a briefcase full of cash. I know Dan Campbell beat the mess out of him. Kate says if we lose to the Panthers, she's not going to use a bowl until next year. She can use a bathroom in the backyard, eat off a plate. I know, Taysom, and not only that, it was on Winfield. Everybody was playing bad. It was just bad. I don't know. Like Kate said, it was the voodoo, man. No, I have not seen the presser, Wayne. Hey, what's up, Wayne? I have not seen the presser, Rampage. I figured we could all watch it together. Bowles was on the verge of crying. Yeah, Wayne, everybody picked. MH was the only one that picked the Saints, man. Everybody else picked the Bucs. We were all pretty sure. There was just too much going for us. It was at home. The weather was good. The fans pretty much were there, ready. The fans wanted to see us win the NFC South at home. We were on a hot streak. We were playing good football. Nobody expected us to come out there like a bunch of geriatrics, man. That was just horrible football. And the Saints injuries, yeah, right, yeah. Offensive line injuries. Kamara got hurt. The injuries in their secondary, wide receiver. This is like the what game was it where that was in Atlanta? We almost lost. They had their whole offensive line was second, third stringers. I can't even remember, man. This year is a blur. I want to say we lost. 6 minutes, 47 seconds. Boy, he looks sad, don't he? This is from today.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
You have any kind of update on Baker and his health situation?
His ribs are sore. He'll be fine by Sunday.
Did he suffer?
Oh, yeah. The question was about Baker Mayfield. Any update on him? He's sore, but he'll be fine. Yeah, Taysom Hill is a very good athlete. I was worried about him. I remember a few years ago, this is back when Drew Brees was still their quarterback. It was during a preseason game. I had no idea who Taysom Hill was or anything. And I was watching, and I was like, man, Drew Brees is looking very athletic. Taysom Hill played just like Drew Brees, kind of looked like him and everything, but he was just much more athletic. And when I realized it was their backup quarterback, or I think at the time he was their third string quarterback, I was like, oh, man, this guy is going to be dangerous. And he got the chance to start, I think it was 2 years ago, and he just stank the joint up. He's just not very good at reading the field, not a good field general, but he's very athletic, very athletic. That touchdown, it was so, I was like, Winfield. It's like we didn't account for Hill or something. I don't know. We'll have to look on the All-22 and see what happens. But Mayfield's going to be fine.
For any other type of an injury that you're aware of?
Doug, what do you do when you have a game like that? I mean, I know you guys will look at the tape, but like, what talk about effort and things like that, and just not showing up. But how do you learn from this?
The question was, how do you feel about the guys not showing up and playing and the poor effort and all that good stuff? That's a heck of a question. That's the kind of question I would ask. So, Coach, how about your guys not showing up, playing like a bunch of retired? Ugh. I shouldn't let football upset me this much. I try to laugh it off, but inside, I'm a mess. My daughter said she can't wait till football season's over with, so I'm not so grumpy. Oh, I love Dan Campbell. Ever since his day one press conference, I've been rooting for him. This old school football, man. I like it. Yeah. That's what I thought too. Jenna's plagued the other reporters. How do you feel? Let me go back. I want to see if that's what he said.
You guys will look at the tape, but like, what talk about effort and things like that. I mean, I know you guys will look at the tape, but like, what talk about effort.
Okay.
Doug, what do you do when you have a game like that? I mean,
He said, what do you do when you have a game like that?
Like,
When you look at the tape,
talk about effort and
you talk about
like that,
effort
just not showing
and things
up.
like that.
How do you learn from this?
How do you learn from
Effort's
this? Okay.
there.
He didn't say anything about feelings. That was me. Todd Bowles says, effort was there. That was poor effort.
I thought we started slow. In all phases, we started slow defensively. We didn't get off the field, didn't get going offensively, knew what to do. We just were in a daze the first quarter and a half before we can get anything going. And by then, it's too late against a good football team.
What's he mean they were in a daze? You got punched in the mouth? Is that what happened? I can't wait to look at this All-22 and see. I mean, did the Saints beat us? Or did we just implode, man? Did we just have poor effort? Because that's what I saw. I saw poor effort. I saw a whole team that was just blah, a lot of malaise. I really felt like we just expected to win the game. You know, it didn't even dawn on us that we were going to lose. That's how I felt. And they were, I guess, like what he said, they were just kind of shocked that the Saints didn't just hand us the victory. I know, right? Dan Campbell is awesome. Yeah. I thought talking about Dan Campbell after the first penalty that they should have kicked the field or the extra point. Right? I think you could do that. You don't have to go for the 2-point. But then they got lucky and there was that offsides, so they were able to go for it again. And then it was just that, I think it was a tight end didn't catch the ball or something. I was just like, oh my gosh. They were in a daze. Not like they get paid millions to come out and play a game for 3 hours a week. I know. When Palmer dropped that ball, or when he fumbled the ball, that was my first thought. I was like, how can you get paid this much money? I could do that. I mean, I could catch the ball, stumble, fall down, and fumble it. I mean, it was completely shocking to me. But that's how our whole team was like that. Baker wasn't seeing the field. He was making bad decisions. We had guys dropping the ball. We had guys stumbling, fumbling. Rachaad White even fumbled the ball. Our punter was punting bad. You know, when Taysom Hill scores on Winfield and covered, I don't know what was going on, man.
You watch it, you analyze it, you talk about it, you work at it in practice. You know we need to start faster. You know we got one more game to get in, and we got to do everything it takes.
And that's another thing too. I mean, and I'm guilty of this. You know, I was thinking, well, if we don't beat the Saints, at least we got the Panthers. We should beat them. You know, and the whole team might have been thinking that too. And it could have also been, you know, we had such an easy game against the Jaguars. You know, a lot of times when you play, you know, with stone sharpened steel, you know, when you play a tough game and you lose against a tough opponent, you're usually better the next week. Kind of like how the Saints played the Rams, and then they come out, they played well against us. We played the Jaguars. It was an easy victory. You know, and, you know, we come out and get beat by the Saints. You know, maybe they just mentally were not strong. You know, weren't expected to get punched in the mouth. And the Saints come out from having played a tough opponent, you know, and made us an easy victory. So it seemed to me like the team just wasn't in it up here.
You guys have won 4 games in a row by kind of manufacturing a playoff urgency, you know. But the Saints actually...
He said, you guys have won 4 games in a row by manufacturing playoff urgency.
They had their backs against the wall. They would have been eliminated. They lost something. Could it be that that's a greater motivation than anything you can tell your players is the situation, or is that not something you want to hear?
The Saints had their back up against the wall, and if they would have lost, then they would have been eliminated. So maybe that was a greater motivation for them. And then he asked, is that something you agree with, or is it not something you think is part of the reason?
Not really. I mean, I can't tell you their motivation. Our motivation is to get in. We won 4 out of 5. I mean, we did a hell of a job winning 4 out of 5. We win 5 out of 6, we get in. That's the reality of it. Winning 6 in a row would have been outstanding. Winning 5 out of 6 is not bad either. We just got to buckle down and we got to win the last one.
I know Baker said last night X-rays were negative. Did he undergo like an MRI today or additional testing?
He'll be.
That's Jenna asking about X-rays again on Baker.
Ready to go on Sunday, Jenna.
He was like, he'll be ready to go on Sunday, Jenna. Like, I already answered that question. First thing I said when I came out here.
Some of the other in-game injuries, I think Kayvon Merriweather left with injury. Do you know if he's okay? If he could?
He's good.
He's good. So otherwise healthy.
Who was he talking about? Or rewind that.
Do you know if he's okay? If he could?
Yeah.
Some of the other in-game injuries, I think Kayvon Merriweather left with injury. Do you know if he's okay? If he could?
He's good.
Camarda.
Otherwise healthy.
You had also mentioned
So, yeah,
yesterday
Camarda was
that,
injured.
Actually, one of the first things you mentioned was that the coaching staff, you felt like you guys could have game planned better.
He asked if Camarda was injured, is everything okay with him? And Todd Bowles said, yeah, he's okay. What was the injury? I don't recall. Get on the smelling salts. Let's go. Yeah, the peppermint smelling salts. Get a key.
Better, and looking back, is there anything you would have maybe done differently from that regard?
Anytime you lose, you can coach better and play better. You know, we all know
Yeah,
we could've
coach better,
done
play better.
We talk about it in the meetings, and we move forward from there.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that after the game, the Saints acknowledged they were in pads on Wednesday, and I know that you get 11 weeks, right? The first 11 padded practices, and then 3 the rest of the way.
All right, this guy says the Saints acknowledged that they were in pads on Wednesday. They practiced in pads on Wednesday.
Have you guys been in pads anytime soon? And do you think their physicality is something that you didn't match yesterday?
That's a good question. And he said, did y'all practice in pads, and do you think that their physicality was better than y'all because of it?
No, I thought they played a heck of a ball game. I mean, they had the extra rest days because they played on Thursday, so they were like.
There you go. That's a good excuse. They had extra rest days. Forgot about that. Kate, you brought that up. Hey, Craig, what's up, man? Joe. Russ. Everybody's sneaking in on me.
Allowed to do that and get people healthy. We're playing with people that we're trying to get to the game on Sunday, so you really can't afford to be in pads. But we've been like that during the whole 4-game win streak, and we've been like that, so that didn't have anything to do with us. We just didn't play well.
The 2 Saints games, their first game, they didn't have Juwan Johnson, they didn't have Moreau due to injuries. They kind of threw to the running backs a ton in that game, not necessarily to a lot of success. They threw to the tight ends 15 times yesterday and got like 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Do you think that was a vulnerability or something they sought to attack yesterday?
No,
That was a good question. He was talking about the tight ends and the running backs. The Saints threw to them a lot. Last time we played the Saints, they didn't have Juwan. And does Bowles feel like they exploited a weakness, or was it just something we weren't prepared for?
we try to shut down the deep game with Shaheed and Olave, which has been doing great this year. And you got Kamara, you got to give up something. The tight ends were there. I thought they got to him in critical situations on 3rd and 6. A couple things we could have played better, but for the most part, the ball wasn't down the field. Like, they got some catch and runs, and those are 2 decent players, but they didn't kill us. I mean, I think they had 202 yards passing. We just got to get off the field on 3rd down.
Your thoughts on how Delaney handled that assignment? I want to say he was against Johnson on some of that underneath stuff.
He really wasn't. Underneath stuff requires zones. Zones just means the ball's
Right,
catch. We got to tackle them when we get down there. So it was everybody involved in that.
Carolina's 2-14. They've had a really rough year, and they didn't have many yards yesterday. Is this going to be a tough sell, you think, this week to your team, that you just can't go up there and out-talent them to win a division, or what will be the message?
Our thing is we can't beat ourselves. I don't care if they were 14-2. NFL, anybody can beat anybody any given week, and division games are always tough. We have to play our game and make less mistakes, and then we'll worry about the opponent on Sunday. If we can do that, we'll have a chance to win.
You know, this is one of the things I do not like about Todd Bowles is just the coach speak. You know, give me some answers. Give me something to sink my teeth into, you know. I mean, he's getting some pretty good questions here. Yeah. And his answers are all, we just didn't play well. You know, we got to coach it better, play it better. I mean, the guy asked, basically about the Panthers, and coach is like, well, any team can win any Sunday, so we just got to go and play good football.
Will this week be the same in terms of like the structure of what you've been doing?
Yeah, it'll be the same. It'll be the same. We just got to start faster.
Do you think you'll have Shaq or any of those guys back that you didn't have last week, Carl?
They're trending in the right direction. Once I see them tomorrow, Wednesday, I'll have a better feel.
He was asking about Shaq and Carlton Davis, if he thinks we'll have them back for the game Sunday. Coach said they're trending in the right direction, but he'll know better tomorrow.
How much was Carlton able to progress through the protocol this week?
Well, I haven't seen him do anything, so until I see him do something, I'll see how it goes on Wednesday. He's feeling better, but, walking around the hallways, I can't tell you what he's going to do.
After the game, it almost seemed like, Tristan talked about, he spoke up at halftime, but it almost seemed like to a man, they were all kind of like shocked at their performance. How do you get out of that? In other words, you put yourself in a position to win and you're in the playoffs, which is what you wanted to do at the start of the season. Does there have to be sort of a attitudinal, could this beat you twice? In other words, if you stay down too long, you lose the opportunity in the last week.
That's any game. This one will be easy to get out of. We lost, 4 in a row, and got out of that one. This one was hard because it was trying to clinch the division, but you got another chance to clinch it this week, and we can't worry about what happened yesterday. We'll correct it, move on, and get ready for Sunday.
With the success that this offense has had the last 4 weeks, sustaining drives, and I guess how jarring was it for you? I don't know if surprise would be the right word because it is a very good Saints defense, but how jarring, I guess, was it for you to see them suddenly kind of not have that success?
We didn't play well. You get 5 penalties and you get 4 turnovers. That's not going to be a recipe for success. That's the bottom line.
With Shaq out, I know you guys have liked your depth at outside linebacker this season, but the Saints played most of the game with the third tackle in one side there. Were you disappointed that there wasn't more production from the backup pass?
He's asking. He said, look, the Saints were playing with their third string tackle. Were you a little upset that y'all didn't get more pressure?
Well, they ran the ball 30-plus times, and the ball was coming out pretty quick. They got some good rushes. Sometimes the ball was out. Other times we could have made more plays, so it goes hand in hand.
Man, Coach, you got to give us more than that, man. You got to give us more than that. That's just, it's all coach speak. Yes. Right. How could the players not be inspired by this guy? And I often wonder about that. How much do the players really want to fight for him? Woo! Woo! Look at that. MH, congratulations. You won the score prediction. I hate his press conferences. I really do. I like Canales' press conferences. You learn a lot. He really gets into the meat of stuff. He's not afraid to. Sometimes I think he says a little too much, but I like it. But Todd Bowles, we've had some coaches that just are horrible at press conferences. Bruce Arians, I used to love his press conferences. He'd come out, just shoot straight from the hip. And he'd say things sometimes that I'd be like, really? That's not what I saw in all 22. And I'd go back and look, and he'd be right. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I learned something there. Which is cool. Kate almost won. Just had it backwards. What's up, David? Yeah, they're like the yin and yang of coaches. Canales is getting up there talking all his strategies and game plans and personal stuff. Todd Bowles is up there like he hates life. I don't get it. I really don't. And I've always felt that, the coaches, this is their only opportunity to talk to the fans, And to me, when they get up there and they do these press conferences where they hate doing it, I'm like, it gives me the impression that they don't like the fans. I mean, I get that they're not talking to the fans because it's a bunch of reporters there, but the fans are the ones watching, So it's their opportunity to directly message to the fans. And, when they do stuff like this, I just feel like they don't have any respect for us. David hated the Bruce Arians conferences. Right? Yeah, have Canales do the head coach press conferences. I wish that he would do the press conferences right after the game. He's doing his conferences on Thursdays, sometimes even Fridays, Canales. And I'd like to see him like right after the game, have to give a press conference. He'd probably start crying. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I understand, these coaches a lot of times being hostile towards the media, but I've seen them go on like podcasts and shows where it's ex-players and stuff like that, and he still has the same attitude of just, we got to coach them up better, and coach speaking it, and I'm just like, dude. Lovie Smith used to do the same thing, and he used to drive me crazy. And Cutter was that way a bit too, just like he had this attitude of like, I've got so much more things I'd rather be doing right now than talking to you people. So, David, you hate this fan base. It could use a makeover sometimes. One of the reasons why me and Molly started doing the podcast is because we felt that the fan base needed some positivity. There was a really long stretch of just, oh gosh, man, it was like all the fans were just so negative and fighting against each other, and it was just, it was horrible. So we were like, let's start a podcast and just be positive, because the Bucs fan base is can get negative real quick. The Glazers do the press conferences. I can't stand watching them talk either. NFL teams shouldn't have owners. I like it. I don't think we should have these conglomeration ownerships. I like it when it's like one guy owns the team and he's insane. I like it, man. Makes it more dramatic. Oh, Dirk Cutter hated Jenna. That's the only thing I liked about his press conferences. He would slap her down. Like, well, that was a dumb question. Well, a lot of the teams are I think Miami's got a conglomerate. Isn't Denver like a conglomerate too? Now, I know the Waltons own a majority of it, but. Tom Cry watching it. Yeah, I don't know what his game plan was yesterday, Canales', but it was garbage. Seemed like it was just run it up the middle. 3 and out. Yeah, David. I agree. And I would say as PR and Joe Buck's fan, I like Joe Buck's fan as far as their how hard they work. They really do work hard. And it's like they report anything and everything. I mean, they are just nonstop. They're very consumed with the media world. But as far as player evaluation or fan base motivation, yeah, the Buccaneers media is lacking very much. Man, I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah. So that's what me and Molly really wanted to do, was be a positive. That's why we would never call for players to be cut or coaches to be fired or anything of that nature. Like, there's plenty of other media outlets doing that, so we'll let them do that. Molly's a more positive person than I am anyhow, so it worked out good. She kept me on the straight and narrow. Now that she's not doing the podcast with me, you see how I'm slipping into the, let's fire it. We'll get rid of the whole team. Tired of them. I know, Kate, but they make it interesting. You have to admit, Dan Snyder made football interesting. The Redskin fan base hated Dan Snyder from day one. They hated him. That was glorious, because I was right there in the middle of the Redskins fan base, and I grew up around them, and I'm just blah with the Redskins fan base, and they hated Dan Snyder from the day he bought that football team. For 30 years, they have complained about him. And then, like, on his way out, he changed the logo and the name of the team, kicked over the Kool-Aid stand, peed on the stadium, and walked out. I was like, yes. I loved it. Yeah, I didn't understand his game plan yesterday, David. It didn't make any sense at all. And when it was just failing. I mean, he kept on doing it. I really felt like, I don't know, the whole team, the coaches, and everybody just thought that the Saints were going to lay down. I mean, even Coach said that they were in a daze. I think they really thought that the Saints were going to be an easy victory. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, y'all guys have really helped me out. See, like, I feel better now. I've been like all depressed since yesterday, but y'all guys make me feel good. Y'all bring the funnies and the common sense and the anger. It's all good. I don't think Bowles is a very good head coach. I don't think he's just cut out for it. Now, see, I'd love to be able to be a part owner of a football team. That's what I like about Green Bay. You know, they got the season ticket holders or the shareholders or whatever. I mean, people pass them down from generation to generation. I mean, even back when they were horrible back in the 80s, they sold out. It was always a full stadium. It's always a packed stadium in Green Bay. Always. Now, see, I'd be cool with that if fans could own the team. Yeah, that's what it felt like, Rampage. We got bullied. We got bullied by the Saints. I don't like it. Right, yeah. Great defensive coordinator, man. He really is. He's frustrating for me because, you know, watching all 22, I always try to figure out what kind of defense they're playing, blah, 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 and all that good stuff. And I'd say 30, 40% of the time, I just can't figure it out. I'm like, what is this mess? He plays so much different, tricky stuff. But it works. Or it used to work. Yeah, if I was a Chiefs fan, I'd be asking for them all to be cut. I can't stand the Chiefs. I could never be a Chiefs fan. That's another thing. You know, talking about the media. You know, Ira Kaufman. He's one of the reporters at Joe Buck's fan. He's a big Chiefs fan. That's always so weird to me. It's like it's like he's a Chiefs fan. Rick Stroud from Tampa Bay. He is I want to say a Chicago Bears fan. I don't know. The two Joe Bucks, Steve and the other guy, they're Buccaneer fans. Pewter Report, I don't know. Scott Reynolds, I don't know if he's a Bucks fan or not. I think he is. But, you know, I mean, I guess you get somewhat unbiased reporting from those guys, but I don't want unbiased reporting. I want cheerleading. Oh, yeah, there's no way Canales could be a head coach. No way. He's still got a lot of growing to do. He'll eventually get there, though. I think, if he wants it. Oh, yeah, Kate, the stadium deals, man. I tell you, the cities the taxpayers get so screwed with those things, man. I mean, the city makes out like a bandit, and the owners make out like bandits, but the taxpayers get screwed. The Glazers don't own Raymond James Stadium. It's owned by the Tampa Bay Sports Authority. It's a very unique situation in sports. It's one of the reasons why the Buccaneers football franchise is rated so highly as far as worth is concerned, because of the great sweet deal that the owners have with the city. Yeah, gosh, Joe, I hope we don't revert back to that losing streak. Ugh. Ah. But, and our winning streak, I mean, we played good against Green Bay and we played good against the Jaguars, but I think it was more the Jaguars didn't play good. The Green Bay game was really the game where I was like, that was good on everybody. Good play calling and everything. But the Atlanta game, you remember we almost lost that one too, and we pulled that one out the skin of our teeth there at the end. And the Panthers game, that was just ugly, and we barely won that one too. So, if you look at the whole year, we played more bad football than we have good by far. Matt Matera's a Jets fan. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of a fan he is of a. I mean, if he's a fan, I'm not trying to question his fandom, but there's I don't know. It just seems like it's more about the business than it is the fan base, if that makes sense. He grew up a Redskins fan. Blah, blah. Now, see, I like BA, David. I like narcissists. Oh, the speakers and TVs weren't working right, man. Yeah. We just got a new sound system and board and everything. Maybe that's what the problem. Maybe that's why we lost. The players couldn't see themselves. Couldn't see themselves on the big board. Yeah, they destroyed Carolina. Jaguars did yesterday. Tepper got mad, threw a drink on a Jaguars fan. Anybody got a spare $4 billion so we can buy the team? Hey, I could pitch in like, I don't know, some tokens. I got some spare Chuck E. Cheese tokens around here. Tom, you didn't like BA either? Dang. I loved BA, man. I was so excited when they announced we were getting him. I was super excited. I was like, if anybody could turn Jameis Winston around, because I was a huge Jameis Winston fan. I was rooting for him so bad. It's like, if anybody could turn Jameis Winston around, it's going to be Bruce Arians. Come find out, nobody can turn Jameis Winston around. $7 to $9 billion? Woo! Oh, the TVs and speakers around the concessions. That's what was messing up. That'd be cool, David. Project stuff onto the sails. That would be cool. What's up, T-Knowles? Long time no see, brother. We got another BA fan in the house. Lawrence, what's up, man? Finally made it. Yeah, not allowed to say Redskins, man. That's on the banned word list. Lawrence, what'd you think about that game, man? Oh yeah, no risk it, no biscuit. He was big time into that. He lives his life that way. Carolina's owner could get a job on the pirate ship throwing beads at fans. I think he'd rather be on the cannon shooting them. Oh, the offense behaving like the southern border. Very porous. We just that's what I was saying, man. It seemed like every time we snapped the ball, there was at least one Saints guy in the backfield. It was horrible, man. I don't know what is going on with Stinney. Last week, he had a horrible game. And I thought maybe he was sick or something, had the flu. And then I didn't focus on him too good in this game, but I saw at least 2, possibly 3 times that he got completely steamrolled. I don't think Stinney had a good game this week either. But our offensive line as a total unit did not have a good game. I can say that for sure. That's just bad football, man. Bowles' motto is, I don't even like biscuits. David's bringing in the stats on the Bruce Arians hate. I read his book, The Quarterback Whisperer. It was pretty good. And he did pretty much exactly what he said in the book when he got here. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say Redskins. I'm going to have to ban myself. I mean, is that a word you're not allowed to say? Is YouTube going to hit me with the ban hammer? Yeah, it was so funny when Bruce Arians in the offseason, they asked him, this is after Jameis Winston had thrown his 30 interception season. They were like, is there a quarterback out there you would like to have? And he he was like, yeah, Tom Brady. And I was like, yes. And then we got Tom Brady. Man, I was all over. I was like, we're winning the Super Bowl. I actually made a video because I said it like every week up until we won the Super Bowl, starting from the day we signed Tom Brady. And then I made a video of just me saying it back to back. We're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win it. We're going to be the first team to win the Super Bowl and have home field advantage. Everyone sucked, Lawrence. Everyone. How in the world does it infect the team so bad that the punter sucks? Our star punter. How does that happen? I don't get it. We watched the press conference. Todd Bowles said that they were in a daze. The team was. And I was like, yeah, it looked like y'all were in a daze. I really think that they thought that it was going to be an easy win. And they just didn't try hard. And they were surprised when Saints came out and punched them in the mouth. Right? Right, T-Nose? And I lay that right at the feet of the head coach. That's his job. You got to get the team motivated, psyched up. They can't come out there and play flat like that in important times. It's kind of like with the Dallas playoff game last year. And he even admitted it. Todd Bowles admitted it, that they just came out flat. You can't do that. You can't play flat in the playoffs. And when you have to win the game to go to the playoffs, you can't play flat. Just had it takes quite a bit of skill to deflate a team that big. his birth and hips, yeah. Molly cracks up every time I say that. He does. He has a big old birth and hips. He could have 12, 15 children. Well, somebody said he got hurt, and Todd Bowles was asked in the press conference if Canales was going to be okay, and he said, yeah. So we'll have to look on the All-22. I think it was Kate said that he tackled somebody and got hurt. The punter. Yeah, he had like 3 shanks in a row. Kate said she's not going to watch the All-22. She can't do it. You check and tank-a-thon. Yeah, what happens if we lose next week? Where are we going to be at? Draft-wise. That's interesting. Right now we're at 19th, right? No, we're at 20th right now. So if we were to lose, that'd put us at 8 and 9. Good grief. We could go up as far as 9th. Guys, we could pick 9th. We could get in the top 10. Hey, tanking for the draft is back on the menu, boys. That's funny. Because right now Atlanta's picking 9th at 7 and 9. So if they win, that's hilarious. Because Atlanta, Chicago, Vegas, and Minnesota are all 7 and 9. We could get a top 10 draft pick, man. Right, Craig? Yeah, I'm real excited about this All-22. These are usually the best games to watch. Yeah, he does make them throw interceptions for sure, David. But Winston didn't need a whole lot of help with that. He was always good at his interception throw. Lawrence, I felt that the team just expected to win. Yeah, we're like one of only 3 or 4 teams in the league that hasn't scored a touchdown on our opening drive. The Saints were one of them, but we allowed them to do it. Oh, God, Tito's, man. I was saying earlier that that fumble by Palmer just to me, just summed up that game. Beautiful bomb. He catches it, stumbles, falls down, and fumbles the ball. The Saints had nothing to do with that. It was completely us just shooting ourselves in the foot. And I was like, that's how this whole game has gone, man. That's how I feel. We'll see on the All-22, but I think that we lost this game. I don't think the Saints won it. I think we lost it. I think we just played really bad. Yeah, Otten played horrible. I was seeing him getting blowed up and blocking bad. And this will be 2 weeks in a row. He did that last week, too. Him and Stinney both had bad games last week, blocking-wise, and I think they both had bad games this week. Yeah, Rampage, I am not confident whatsoever that we're going to beat the Panthers. I'm not confident at all. I mean, just think about it. They got nothing to lose. I mean, they got the number 1 draft spot, but it's gone, so they don't need tank. Their owner is obviously very upset, so they're all worried about their jobs. I think that the only way any of them could make him happy is if they beat us. That might calm it down a little bit, keep everybody from getting fired. They might not be playing their rookie quarterback. They'll probably have Andy Dalton in there. And, just they're probably salivating thinking about spoiling them for us. I think they're going to come out playing hard football. Yeah, we're gonna look in the off season all about the draft. We're gonna really dive deep into some good edge rushers and offensive linemen and quarterbacks. I don't know anything about college football, so it's gonna be a learning experience for me. This is the worst half performance since 2009. How do you do that? And we've had a lot of bad teams since 2009. A lot of bad teams. And this game meant something. It meant a lot. You come out and put an egg up like that. Yeah, I think the Bucs lost it. But we'll see. I mean, the Saints might have just played a really good game. Minus the whole Palmer stumbling. Because the Saints didn't have nothing to do with that. Ooh, positive player performances? Ugh. No, I can't think of nobody. Evans was the closest one I could think of just because he had, 3 catches? Levante David, he had, 11 tackles? Let me see. Pretty sure, if I recall correctly, he had the most tackles on the team. Let me see. Quarters. Where'd he go? I'm shocked that Baker Mayfield had 309 yards. That just snuck up on us. Marquise Watts played, 3 snaps, had 1 sack, 2 tackles. Yeah, Levante David had 11 tackles, 5 solo. Devin White had a tackle for a loss. Anthony Nelson had a tackle for a loss. Yaya Diaby had 2 tackles for a loss. Patrick O'Connor had 1 tackle for a loss. He only had 2 tackles total. Yaya Diaby only had 2 tackles total, and both of them were for a loss. Oh, hey, David Moore had a tackle. Our wide receiver is listed as with a tackle. Oh, man. At least he only had 1. Oh, I'm way behind. Hold up. Evans, man. Evans or David. But I would say either one of them played great. Cam Jordan's mouth. I like to back it up with a truck. What's up, Steven? Yeah, the trenches got dominated, man. Both sides of the ball, it's just, it's nothing new either. Our offensive line has played like garbage all year. Past few games, they've been getting better, but still not good. I'd give them a solid C on the year. But the defensive line is the one that just gets me. This is 2 years now. We just can't get pressure with our front. Yeah, yeah. Devin White started the game against the Saints. And then he only played 70% of the snaps. That was weird. He played less snaps in this game than he did last week when he didn't start. So I think it was a jinx. All right, Kate, good night. She's probably long gone. That was Baker's first 300-yard game. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I want to look at that play, David, and see how I think it was David Carr was running out of bounds, and as he ran out, he threw the ball. It was very strange. But you're saying it was Vita that flushed him out? Oh, yeah, I guess that 54-yard catch to Palmer does count towards Baker's 300 yards. Oh, man, that's hot. Stats, man. Stats will drive you crazy sometimes. Yeah, remember those days when we were happy, Craig? We're all talking about re-sign Baker now. Yeah. I'm excited about the All-22. We'll have that queued up tomorrow. What do y'all want to watch, offense or defense first? Yeah, Joe, we got to, man. We got to win this. We got to send the Saints home. They're not a good team. That was a fluke yesterday. Lawrence, I would argue even with Barrett, our pass rush is hot garbage. I love Barrett. Shaq Barrett, I like him as a player. He has been one of the most fun people to watch on All-22, except for the past. He was hurt last year, and this year he's been meh. Well, I wouldn't even say man. He's been kind of bad. But, we just haven't had a pass rush since Todd Bowles became head coach, except with blitzing. Russ, I do not remember that 9-0 loss. I have wiped that from my memory. Yeah, that really is a shocker to see that Baker had a 300-yard game. You're like, what? Yeah, Logan Hall. Him and Tryon both, man. Tryon especially, because here's your opportunity. Shaq's hurt. You got the opportunity to get back in, the starter rotation or something. You got the opportunity to shine. You can do nothing. And Logan Hall is just a dude, man. Golston's better than Logan Hall. 381 yards in Green Bay. It seems like so long ago. Cam Jordan always talking crap about the Bucs. Why does he hate us so much? Is he like that about every team or just us? Oh, they're going to feed it to Godwin then. He only needs 60 yards to hit 1,000? Yeah. Mayfield's going to target Godwin. He better catch the ball. Yeah, Barrett. I give him a pass on this year because of the injury and losing his daughter. But Bowles has been playing him every year. He's getting less snaps and they're dropping him back in coverage more. So he's not getting the opportunity to rush the passer. And they got him setting the edge all the time, which he's really good at. He's really, really good at it. But it's one of those things I've never understood about Bowles because Shaq Barrett is very technically good. And to not have him just like rush the passer a lot just kind of seems like a waste of a weapon to me. Oh, we need a stud running back. Man, we need everything. We need a center. We need a pound the rock. We need a edge rusher. We're going to need linebackers. I think Levante and Devin White are both going to be gone. Man, I tell you, who knows? We going to need a lot. I don't think Jensen's coming back to play. I think he might come back to coach. Yeah, JPP ended up hurting his shoulder, torn rotator cuff, I think is what he said. And he was still out there playing. It was so funny. I swear the coaches were scared to tell him he couldn't play. Literally scared. But, he couldn't even move. I'm pretty sure it was his left arm. He didn't even move it like all year, but he was still out there playing. But yeah, he was done. Right, yeah, right, Lawrence? I mean, their offensive line is not that great to begin with, and then they have the injuries they did to the offensive line, their wide receivers, their secondary, and then for Kamara to get injured, and he was out half the game, and we still couldn't beat him. I'm going to play a commercial real quick. I'll be right back. Good grief. I did not realize it was 8 o'clock, man. You know, time flies when you're complaining, though. Are we, who all is going to be able to make it tomorrow? Or who all is not going to be able to make it tomorrow to watch all 22? David's he's still wrapped up in Devontae Wyatt. Hey, maybe we could trade for him. You never know. Yeah, we're going to do that all 22 tomorrow. I'm excited. Joe, you going to be here good? We'll probably do the offense. Probably just go ahead and start with the offense tomorrow. Uh-oh, David. Don't you dare become a Packers fan because of him. You can't do it, man. Hang in there with us. How about that Packers-Minnesota game last night? I tell you, it just seems like not just Buccaneers, but it just seems like there's been a lot of bad football this year. I can't remember a year where just so many just bad games. Wayne, you'll be here? Cool. David's going to be here to hype up the anti-Canales chants. All right, we're gonna do offense tomorrow, so you'll have plenty of opportunity to point out the dumb play calling. What is it about Canales you don't like? Just his play calling, or you don't like it? He's a rookie. Think we need somebody else with some Todd Monken? I didn't even look at the news today. Let me look at the news. Zach, what's up? Oh, I know, Joe, man. I wouldn't have. Gambling this year is, and that might be a factor in why the league is just so weird this year because of the legalized gambling and the union of the NFL and the gambling companies. Christian McCaffrey's not going to play next week. Week 18. He's got a mild calf strain. So half the fantasy football world is cheering right now. The other half is crying. The Ravens haven't decided whether Lamar Jackson will play week 18. There ain't no Buccaneers news other than the fact that Baker Mayfield should be good to go Sunday and Canales is fine too. Zach, you missed the 4-game winning streak? Oh, man. Go back and watch the Packers game. That was the best one, I thought. Although the Jaguars game was good, too. But I think it was more the Jaguars did not play well. 6 p.m. We're going to start 6 p.m., probably stay until about 8 o'clock. Yeah, Canales didn't do us any favors yesterday for sure. And, I say the whole team, defensive coordinator, the players, even our punter suck. All right, Wayne. Yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap it up here too. So, guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to get that all 22 downloaded and ready to go. And we're going to check out and see, was it the Saints played good and whooped us? Or did we beat ourselves? I think we beat ourselves. That's what I'm going into with this. So we'll see. I think we just played bad football. I think they punched us in the mouth and we could never recover from it. But that was a tough one, man. That was a tough loss. I appreciate you guys cheering me up a little bit, though. We struggling through this together, man. We can do this next week. I don't have a lot of confidence, but we can do it. We still got hope, and hope is everything, right? All right, Rampage. We'll see you tomorrow, brother. And guys, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all 22. Be here, be square. Ain't that what the young kids say now? All right. Happy New Year's, everybody. Yes, you too, Joe. Till next time, go Bucks.